Peace. This is Self Kingdom, Allah. I'm recording this video for some of my brothers and sisters in the nation of Gods and Earths, and also for some of the more brothers and sisters to see that there are people in the nation of Gods and Earths that actually live practicing law. And when I say practice, I'm not meaning in a legal sense where it be illegal to say I practice law. I'm saying I practice it as in I exercise my right to utilize it and find out different things. Now, I got my address covered, but I wanted to show you this envelope. Then I'm going to pull out the content so I can read it. But I'm going to zoom in. You can see that it was addressed to me. Got my address covered up. You can see the stamp mail from the area code. March 7th, so I just recently got it today. It was mailed out March 7th. You can see the Milwaukee County seal, where it come from the Register of Deeds. I don't know how to pronounce the Register of Deeds last name. I think it's John Law Fave. I don't know, but I'm gonna explain what's in there. I wrote my own affidavit. And pretty much some of you knew because when I was at the courthouse, I took pictures of it, and I was posting saying that I think I figured out how to deal with the common law name change in a different way, because they have passed so many laws now that it's hard to do lawful name changes. It's still something you can do because you have a constitutional right, not just a federal constitutional right, but you also have state constitutional rights. And most states that I look up in their law, you could change your name lawfully by using common law, which is granted to you. But in this affidavit, I addressed some of that. But in this affidavit, was about our mortgage. There are some laws where mortgage companies can increase your mortgage up to like 25%. But I found a way to stop it, and I actually stopped it. The mortgage company sent in a letter saying they ceased to raise the mortgage, and the way they do it is laws saying they can increase your mortgage if they based it upon increasing your escrow amount that you pay into your escrow. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I researched it and I found like certain loopholes where you could fight them back and tell them and explain what they did. Basically, what this mortgage company did, they decided to increase our escrow, which in return increased our mortgage. But they never informed us that they was going to make that decision. They just sent us a letter stating that they already decided to increase the mortgage. What I used was, the certain things in the Constitution, federal law stating that they didn't, that the mortgage company did not even know if I or my earth could afford almost $100 increase in the mortgage. They didn't know that. I'm not saying we could have afforded or we could not. I'm not going to go into that. You could think what you want. That's not important. But I addressed more than that in the affidavit. And this why they didn't want to let me file it so they could record it, because I addressed common law marriage in the affidavit too. I said to myself, if I'm going to do this now, I might as well try to sneak as much stuff as possible in, because here's the thing about affidavits, and I'm going to give y'all this jewel. For all you brothers out there that know about affidavits, that be charging people, you might be mad, but I'm about to give the people the jewel. When you write an affidavit, you should make your points and detail your points, because every point in that affidavit, if somebody try to refute it, they have to refute every point by point, and they got to bring some type of evidence to refute it. They just can't say they disagree. And this is the same where I had to write the affidavit. I couldn't just say anything. I had to explain what I was saying and use like case studies, law, facts that can be researched. So I put that in there. You put the common law with my earth, me and my earth, saying that we're considered married through our culture and common law. And it was important that I put culture in there too, because whenever someone say, well, they don't recognize common law, we still have a constitutional right to be considered husband and wife through our culture. Now, the government can't regulate how we view each other in our culture. If I view my earth as my wife without signing a contract, they can't stop that. That's a cultural right. Now, enough talking about that, about the stuff that I put in there. Now, I'm going to take remove some of this stuff to show you that I'm not lying. I didn't make it up. And it went through. If it has not been 21 days, tomorrow will make 21 days since this affidavit been in there. And here's the thing about affidavits. Another jewel for you people. When you write an affidavit, if it's not contested in 21 days, it becomes law. A lot of lawyers don't know this. And they get paid a lot of money, but an affidavit is one of the most powerful instruments that you can use. From my research, there have been people that wrote affidavits and then got out of jail off murder cases, drug cases, just because the state or the federal government didn't refute the affidavit step by step and point by point. So learning how to write affidavits and get things done through affidavits is important. Some of the things that I have got done with affidavits, my son, one of my youngest son's mother, she can no longer take him to the hospital without my permission, because no hospital in the county of Milwaukee County will accept him in without calling me. They can't give him nothing unless it's emergency, like he's a life and death situation. Other than that, her nor her family member can take him in. And I did that with an affidavit. I had the affidavit recorded. Then I brought copies to the hospital, Wheaton San Francis, I think it's called, and then I took it to all the other hospitals around that I know they have some certain contact with. So she's a little upset, but I put in an affidavit that it will show grounds for me to be able to sue them. And when I find the affidavit, my office a little junky, I'm gonna make a video on that to show people how you can do that, so you don't have to worry about your kids getting injected with nothing when if somebody take them to the hospital. It'll come up in their computer that they have to call you. Alright, let me get back to this. Like I said, y'all gotta excuse my office because it's a little junky right now. So, you gotta excuse that. Alright, I'm gonna show y'all a long view because I don't want y'all to get too much, because I know some of y'all try to take the information and use it for a little silly shit, because my address is on here, so I can't show you my address like that because I don't need nobody sending me stupid shit or saying, oh, I know your address and all that other stupid shit. So I'm gonna show you a little as possible. You see, I named it Affidavit of Truth of Joint Tenancy. So with that document title, it's an affidavit of truth, but it's also an affidavit of joint tenancy. Now, this is what I'm gonna do with the name, the common law name change. I'm gonna have it as affidavit of truth, dealing with real estate, but I'm also gonna slide in there, common law name change, affidavit of truth for that. So when you write an affidavit, when you write your own affidavit, they give you this sheet right here to fill out right here, because you got to explain certain things. Oh, let me just show you this so nobody won't say that this is fake. You can see the document number. And for those that know how to look up document numbers, if you see my address, once you look up the document number, don't be spreading it on the internet. I'm just doing this as an educational thing to show people that it can be done. Now, what's in the affidavit? Now you see that it's real. Affidavit of truth. You see some of the description is listed.